Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to share with you how I wrote my poem called Fear. You can then use the guidelines in this video to write a poem of your own. Let's get straight into it. The other night, I had a nightmare about my greatest fear.
Spiders.
Fear often involves both physical and emotional symptoms. Each person may experience fear differently, but some of the common signs and symptoms include chest pain, chills, dry mouth, nausea, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, sweating, trembling and upset stomach. I wanted to express my unique personal emotional reaction to fear in my poem. I often use mind maps to organize my thoughts while I am writing poetry. Mind maps allow you to easily see all of your thoughts at the same time in an easy-to-read format. The theme of the poem is written in the middle of the mind map, and all of your thoughts, ideas, observations and feelings etc. span outwards. You can add as many new concepts as you want to. Here is my mind map about fear. It centers on how being afraid makes me feel, what I want to do to alleviate my anxiety. I chose to explore the aspects trapped, turn away, and hide. Further, the idea of being trapped conjured up the image of handcuffs. I also decided that I wanted to incorporate the concept of acknowledging and facing my fear also. Placing my handcuffs on the table is representative of me overcoming the feeling of being trapped. So, the handcuffs metaphor has given rise to the first line of my poem. Put the handcuffs on the table. Next aspect of fear from my mind map that I want to explore is hide. I want to hide away from the spider. It is crawling towards me on the floor, so my first instinct is to jump up and move my feet away from it. I feel relatively safe whilst I am on the chair. So, eliminating the chair will force me to face up to my fear of the spider. Taking a step back from the chair instead of jumping onto it will help me to accomplish my goal. So we now have the next line of the poem. Take a step back from the chair. The first two lines of the poem are, put the handcuffs on the table. Take a step back from the chair. The last aspect of fear that I addressed from my mind map was, turn away. Turning away, turning your back or closing your eyes when you are scared is a way of denying your brain of the image of what scares you. In my poem, the door symbolizes fear. I don't know what is behind the door, but I assume that it is something scary. Turning to face the door is like facing up to your fear. So our next line is, slowly turn to face the door. I decided that I wanted the poem to rhyme. So, the very last line of the poem needs to end with a word that rhymes with chair. Here are a few that I found. My poem is about fear and facing up to fear. It is extremely fortunate that chair rhymes with fear. So my last line is, and stand up to your fear. So, the whole poem reads, put the handcuffs on the table. Take a step back from the chair. Slowly turn to face the door. And stand up to your fear. I hope that my very simple explanation of one way to write a poem motivates you. You can use my guidelines to try to find inspiration to write a poem of your own. Consider subscribing to my channel to read my other poems. Thanks again. Goodbye.